Have you ever wondered why some people spend their entire lives complaining, making excuses, while others change their destiny no matter what? Why do some stand still, cursing their circumstances, while others break through walls and move forward? Is the world really that unfair, or is it something within the person? What if I told you that your complaints are your chains, and only you hold the key to unlock them? Most people don't even realize how the habit of complaining slowly destroys their lives. They get used to blaming everything around them, the government, the economy, other people, their childhood trauma, but never themselves. The Stoics understood this trap. They knew that complaints lead to weakness, while action leads to power. They left behind knowledge that can change everything. Today, you will learn the secret: how to stop complaining and start acting, how to take control of your life, how to reject the victim mindset and use Stoic philosophy to achieve success. Stay until the end. This video might change the way you see your life. But before we begin, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It motivates us to create even more videos like this. Are you ready? Then let's start. You've probably noticed that most people don't solve their problems. They just talk about them. They spend hours, weeks, years complaining about their jobs, their relationships, their health, instead of looking for solutions. Why does this happen? Is it just a weakness of character, or is there something deeper? Complaints are not just words, they are a defense mechanism of the mind, a substitute for real action. Simply put, the brain chooses to complain because it gives the illusion of solving a problem, without actually doing anything. People complain because it's easy, because it makes them feel right, because it takes the responsibility off their shoulders. But there's something more. The psychology of complaints. Why does the brain choose whining over action? Imagine this. A person dreams of making more money, but instead of learning, searching for opportunities, and trying new things, they complain that all the money is with the rich, or the world is unfair. Why? Because admitting that their life is the result of their own decisions is painful. It's much easier to say that someone else is to blame. The brain is designed to avoid discomfort, and action is discomfort. Complaining, on the other hand, is comfortable. So when a person stands at a crossroads, change themselves or blame the world, 99% choose the second option. And the longer they stay in this mindset, the deeper they sink into the swamp of complaints. This is why complainers always remain complainers. They convince themselves that they can't change anything, and the more they repeat it, the more they strengthen their own weakness. Complaining is like a virus. At first, it's just thoughts, dissatisfaction, grumbling. Then it becomes a way of life. A person who complains about their job will eventually complain about everything. They lose the ability to see solutions. They only see problems. Here's a real-life example. Imagine someone who wants to lose weight, but instead of eating properly and exercising, they say, "This is just the way I am. My genetics are bad. I don't have time to work out." Their brain is already programmed to look for excuses, not solutions. Another example, people who always say, "I can't find a good job because I don't have connections." And so, they sit in the same miserable job for years, while others, those who take action, learn, try, fail, and eventually find their way to a better life. Remember this: the habit of complaining is the habit of giving up control, and the longer you stay in this swamp, the harder it is to escape. But here's the good news. This habit can be broken. The Stoics knew how to break this cycle. They didn't complain, they acted. And that's exactly what made them great. Imagine this. You find yourself on a battlefield. Chaos surrounds you. But instead of fighting, you drop your sword and start complaining. Why did this happen to me? Why is the world so unfair? Why isn't anyone helping me? A Stoic would laugh at this. He would say, you either take control of the situation or the situation takes control of you. In Stoic philosophy, complaining is a sign of weakness. A complaint is a rejection of responsibility. It is surrendering to life. The modern world feeds complaints. The problem is, today's world encourages people to complain. Social media, the news, conversations at the dinner table, everything is filled with whining and blame. And if you live in this environment long enough, you don't even notice when you become part of it. But the Stoics taught something different. They knew your life is the result of your choices, not your circumstances. Epictetus said, there are things within our control and things beyond our control. Complaints focus on what we can't control, but the Stoics taught, focus only on what depends on you. Think about it. You can't change the weather, but you can choose to bring an umbrella. You can't force people to treat you differently, but you can change how you behave. You can't control the economy, but you can develop valuable skills. Once you understand this, complaining becomes meaningless. It gives you nothing. It only drains your energy. The slave who refused to complain. Imagine a slave locked in chains. He could complain about his fate, curse his masters, cry about the injustice of the world, or he could start looking for a way to escape. A Stoic does not waste time on complaints. He takes action. Epictetus was a slave. He had nothing, no freedom, no money, no power, but he never complained. He said, do you want to be invincible? Then don't get involved in things beyond your control. Seneca was a wealthy and powerful man, but even he understood that life is not about external circumstances, it's about inner strength. He wrote, nothing makes a person more miserable than the habit of complaining. And Marcus Aurelius, the greatest emperor of Rome, he could have used his power to remove every obstacle in his path, but instead he wrote, life doesn't ask if things are convenient for you, it simply gives you challenges. You can complain, or you can solve them. The truth about complaints, these three great Stoics understood one thing. If you waste your energy on complaining, you won't have any left for action, and that is the lesson we must learn. Every time you complain, you give away your power. You are saying, I am not in control of my life. Someone else is deciding for me. Now here's a question for you. Would you get into a car if you had no control over the steering wheel? No? Then why do you allow complaints to steer your life? Control is the key. Control is understanding that you always have the power to change something. Maybe not in a big way, maybe just in small steps, but you can change something. Complaining is rejecting that power. And when you reject control, you reject ownership of your own destiny. The Stoics knew, if you stop complaining, you start winning. Now it's time to take the next step. Now that you understand complaints are weakness, it's time for action. Because recognizing the problem is only the first step. The real key is what you do next. The Stoics didn't just say that complaining is pointless. They developed real methods to stop whining and take control of your life. And if you apply them, you'll feel your energy return and your world will start to change. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Take radical responsibility for your life. To stop complaining, you must take full responsibility for everything that happens in your life. Not partially, not halfway, but completely. Look around. Everything you have is the result of your choices. Everything you don't have is also the result of your choices. Yes, external circumstances exist. Yes, life can be unfair, but you always hold the ultimate responsibility for what happens to you. The difference between winners and victims. The Stoics taught you cannot control the world, but you can control your reaction to it. You can take action, you can change your situation. And this is what separates winners from victims. A victim says, I can't change my life because I have no opportunities. A Stoic says, I create opportunities. A victim says, I'm just unlucky. A Stoic says, I take control of my luck. The choice is always yours. 2. Replace complaints with questions. What can I do? Imagine this, you're stuck in traffic. You have an important meeting, but the cars around you are at a complete standstill. Now you have 2 choices. You can sit there and complain. This is awful. Why today? Why me? Or you can ask yourself, what can I do? You can call ahead and let them know you'll be late. You can find an alternate route. You can use this time productively. Listen to an audiobook. Reflect on your plans. The power of the right question. This is the difference. Complaining makes you powerless. Asking the right question activates your mind. The Stoics always ask themselves one thing: what depends on me? Try this principle right now. Take any problem you've been complaining about and ask yourself, what can I do? How can I change the situation? What steps can I take right now? You will be shocked at how many solutions appear right in front of you. Practice Stoic patience. Take action, even when it's hard. One of the main reasons people complain is fear of discomfort. They don't like facing difficulties. They want instant results. And when something doesn't go their way, they give up and start whining. But the Stoics knew the truth. Challenges are normal. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle becomes the way." Life is not a straight line. Life is a series of constant trials. And if you surrender at every obstacle, you will never reach your destination. Remember this, resilience is a skill, and like any skill, you can develop it. The next time you feel like complaining, ask yourself, what would a Stoic do? How would someone who never gives up respond? Then keep moving forward. Even when it's hard, even when it's slow, the most important thing is to never stop. Why most people never succeed? Most people don't fail because they lack talent or resources. They fail because they remain stuck in helplessness. They believe that in order to change their lives, they need something huge, a perfect plan, extreme motivation, ideal conditions. But the Stoics knew the truth. The path to greatness is not built on giant leaps, but on consistent small steps. The power of small steps. Imagine standing at the base of a towering mountain. You can complain that the peak is too far, that you don't know the way, that you don't have the strength, or you can take the first step, then the second, then the third. Focus on the system, not the goal. Stoic philosophy teaches, don't focus on the end goal, focus on the system. If you want to become stronger, don't think about lifting 100 kilograms right away. Start with just 5 minutes of exercise a day. If you want to learn a new language, don't say it's too difficult. Just learn 5 words every day. If you want to change your life, don't wait for the perfect moment. Take one small step right now. Because moving forward, even just a little, is always stronger than doing nothing. Look at your environment. Who do you spend the most time with? Are they people who inspire you to take action? Or are they people who complain, make excuses, and infect you with negativity? There's one harsh but true rule: you become like the people you surround yourself with. If you're constantly listening to complaints, your mind will be programmed to whine. If you surround yourself with people who seek solutions, you will start thinking differently. What the Stoics advised. The Stoics warned, stay away from toxic people, those who complain, blame everyone around them, and refuse to change. Instead, seek out people who take action, despite challenges. Read books that give you new ideas, not ones that fill your mind with garbage. Learn from those who have already walked the path you want to follow. Your environment is not just the people around you. It's the information you consume. It's the thoughts you fill your mind with. Surround yourself with people who move forward, and you will start moving too. The weakness behind complaints. The Stoics knew One of the main reasons people complain is weakness of spirit. They can't handle discomfort. They don't want to go through difficulties. They look for the easy way out. But here's one simple truth. If you want to become stronger, you must train your willpower the same way you train your muscles. Want to become unshakable? Then practice conscious self-control. The Stoics developed techniques that help them maintain their composure and inner strength in any situation. Right now, you will learn how to train your willpower and stop being a victim of circumstances. The power of stopping. Every time you feel the urge to complain, stop. Literally, freeze in place. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, slowly exhale, and ask yourself, can I change something? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, let it go. Mastering your reactions. This simple habit will change your life. You will no longer react automatically. You will stop being ruled by emotions. You will learn to control your state of mind. The Stoics said, the one who controls their reactions controls their life. Use this method every time you face a problem, frustration, or stress. And very soon, you will notice that complaining disappears from your thinking. Obstacles are not barriers, they are training grounds. Most people see problems as barriers, but the Stoics saw them differently. They said, challenges are opportunities to strengthen yourself. Instead of complaining about difficult situations, use them to grow. If you have financial problems, this is a chance to learn how to manage money. If you have been betrayed, this is a lesson in understanding people. If life feels heavy, this is an opportunity to become more resilient. Every time you face a challenge, ask yourself, how can I use this for my benefit? Don't become weaker, become stronger. How do you start your day? Most people wake up and immediately grab their phone. They check social media, read the news, fill their minds with negativity, and this programs their mind for weakness. But the Stoics knew your morning is the foundation of your state of mind. The morning ritual of strength. If you want to become stronger, start with this morning ritual. Wake up early. Get out of bed before you feel like it. This trains discipline. 2. Take a cold shower. It destroys the habit of avoiding discomfort. 3. Exercise. Activates energy in your body. 4. Reflect. Ask yourself, what can I do today to become stronger? This ritual reprograms your mind. It makes you unshakable. Start practicing it, and you will see your life rising to a new level. Great people didn't succeed by luck. The people who left a mark on history did not achieve success because of luck. They did not sit back, complaining about their circumstances. They took action. They faced pain, difficulties, injustice, but instead of giving up, they used these challenges as fuel for growth. Now, you will hear the stories of people who proved life does not depend on complaints, it depends on choices. Epictetus, from slave to great philosopher, Epictetus was born a slave. He had no rights. He could be beaten, sold, or discarded at any moment. His life did not belong to him. But he did not complain. He realized the only thing that truly belongs to a person is their mind. So he began to learn. He observed, he developed his thinking, and when he finally gained his freedom, he became one of the most influential philosophers of the ancient world. His teachings still inspire people today. If even a slave living in chains could control his mindset, then why do you think you can't? Abraham Lincoln, the man who refused to give up. Lincoln lost his first job, then he failed in elections, then he lost his wife, then he lost all his money. At any point, he could have said, life is unfair, I give up. But instead, he kept moving forward. Instead of complaining, he asked himself, what can I do? He learned from his mistakes. He got back up after every fall. And in the end, he became the President of the United States and changed history. Life did not favor him, but he did not whine, he took action. The choice of greatness. Alexander the Great could have complained that his father was a great king and that it would be impossible to surpass him. Instead, he conquered half the world. Elon Musk could have complained that his ideas were too difficult to achieve. Instead, he transformed the space and automotive industries. Oprah Winfrey could have complained about poverty and childhood abuse. Instead, she became one of the most influential women in the world. Every great person stood before a choice: complain or take action. And they chose action. You can make that choice too. Now you know the core principle of Stoicism. You either take action or you complain. There is no third option. Complaining will not give you strength. It will not change your life. It will only make you weaker. Take control of your destiny. But if you start taking action, even in small steps, you will feel everything begin to change. You are no longer a victim. You are the creator of your destiny. Remember this. You control only your choices. You cannot change the past. You cannot change other people. You cannot control circumstances, but you can choose what to do next. And that choice determines everything. Your next step. If this video helped you, leave a like and subscribe. It gives us motivation to create more powerful content. And tell us in the comments, how do you deal with complaints? Let's discuss it together. Now it's your time. Stop complaining and start taking action.